quarter of adults in Britain are so obsessed with cleaning and tidying that they spend 4 years of their waking lives on household chores, with many feeling compelled to abide by strict regimes and rituals.
I hoover my cushions, my curtains, even myself.
My favourite cleaning task is the downstairs toilet. I lock the door after I've cleaned it. I don't like people using it.
We're going to put your boots on.
It stops the germs and the dirt coming into the house. Nice clean feet now, haven't you, like Mum?
But for most of us, keeping our homes clean and tidy is not a priority. In fact, cleaning is so far from our thoughts that 60% of us are embarrassed by the state of our homes.
This used to be a beautiful dining room, but it's now the bedroom.
And 1 in 5 of us have an excessively cluttered bedroom, of which 70% has been festering untouched for more than a decade.
This is the repository of my deepest sins.
Can a group of obsessive cleaners transform the habits of a nation?
This gets rid of the smell.
Hang on. We'll get rid of that.
There's no need for that.
Gross!
It stinks of cat wee in your house.
Right, okay then.
Or will this prove too much?
Oh my God.
Oh, God, I got a gag.
For the people whose need for perfection...
That's weird.
I mean, to me, that's like a health hazard, that.
Yeah.
...has become an obsession.
I need to go and decontaminate myself.
How the hell do you live like this?
Can you move, please?
He's getting annoyed.
People say to me, Chris, just please sit down and stop cleaning, because I clean all the time. I just can't rest.
34-year-old medical scientist Chris, originally from Poland, spends 22 hours a week keeping his 3-bedroom home in Wakefield surgically clean.
Crispy clean is definitely what I like. It's very important to sterilise the environment when you prepare the food and when you cook the food.
Chris, who's not OCD diagnosed, can clean his kitchen floor up to 5 times a day.
I'm very obsessed about cleaning my floors. I will mop my floor, hoover my floor. I still clean my floors. I use ammonia solution, which is much, much stronger than bleach. You could eat off that floor.
Chris, who vacuums his decking twice a week, arrived in the UK from Poland 12 years ago.
Normal Polish family clean the house on a daily basis. By the age of 6, 7, I was fully able to clean the whole house myself. British are not very clean, unfortunately, now. Good girl.
With 2 degrees in microbiology, Chris knows everything there is to know about germs.
I always wash my packs, so they're nice and clean and smell very, very fresh.
He doesn't even allow pug dogs, Charlie and Lulu, into the lounge until they've had a bath.
No, stop it.
And partner of 10 years, lorry driver Tony, has learned to live with Chris's obsession with hygiene.
Just drive you mad, really. You sit down, you stand up, he wipes the settee. You make dinner, he starts washing the pots. Just leave it, Chris, but he won't.
Sceptical of ordinary cleaning brands, microbiologist Chris has created a lab in the spare room where he mixes his own cleaning products.
As a scientist, I like to make my own cleaning products. It can do much better jobs than commercially available products. Have a special sticky roller, get rid of all the dust particles. I'm a very, very clean person. And it would be nice to show people how to clean, maybe help somebody sort their life. Never was in a very, very dirty environment before, so I feel a bit stressed, but at the same time I feel very excited.
To share his cleaning tips, Chris has travelled 70 miles south to Derby to help someone with a very different attitude to housework.
I never would have my front door like that. Honestly, they are spider nests. It's disgusting. Ooh.
I'm a single mum. I've always worked full-time. I've got a 15-year-old daughter. We've got a couple of dogs. So life is just busy. Cleaning and tidying up gets pushed to one side.
Ex-tax collector Edwina hasn't deep cleaned her 3-bedroom home since she and daughter Natalie moved in nearly 10 years ago.
I have 2 dogs in a conservatory and I hate the smell of dogs, so I have my air freshener to get rid of the smell. I can't remember the last time I cleaned the hob, but a friend cleaned it about 4 months ago.
Unlike her mum, teenage daughter Natalie has made an attempt to declutter.
I once tried to take things to the charity shop, but I threw Mum's stuff out, so we had to take them all back.
I'd love to have family around, friends around, but I don't like people seeing it in this state. It's embarrassing. Hello there. My name's Edwina.
My name is Chris. Nice to meet you.
Do you want to come in?
Yeah, thank you.
Well, this is the living room.
Oh my God. Oh my God, you have still a Christmas tree.
Yes. I know, last year I did get it down by Easter. It didn't happen this year.
God, adds the proper layer of dust. When I see something like this, it's like make me sweat and itchy.
Shall we have a look upstairs? So this is my bedroom.
It's just full of stuff and dust.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's just all over. It's like you could write on it. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, I don't really like touch anything.
Okay, this is my daughter's room.
Oh my God, that's even worse than your bedroom.
I know. Keep telling her, yeah, go clear your bedroom up, go clear your bedroom up, but nothing much happens.
But you don't give a good example, do you?
Yeah, I know. This is the kitchen.
Oh my God. Room is basically full of rubbish. How long this pile?
A couple of years, I suppose.
Couple of years?
Yeah, but, things move.
Oh my God, that's really, really long time. Oh my God, that home scares me.
That was cleaned at Christmas.
Christmas?
Yeah.
That's 5 months ago.
Yeah.
Are you not worried about some food poisoning and stuff like that?
Everything that needs to be refrigerated is refrigerated.
With a 4-day clean ahead of him, Chris is keen to give Edwina an insight into the clinical standards he keeps at home.
That's my kitchen hob.
It's very clean.
I spray everything with bleach.
Why do you bleach it every time you use it?
It feels for me more safe when I bleach it, and I know I got rid of all microorganisms there. That's my kitchen floor.
It's very similar to mine.
If it's messy and we're using the kitchen, I can do it up to 5 times a day.
Really? Doing things 2 or 3 times or 5 times a day, cleaning the floor in the kitchen. That's just bonkers.
I never have seen so much dirt in my life. My hands are sweating and shaking. Oh my God, I touched my face. I shouldn't touch my face. Freaking out. How are we gonna deal with it?
A quarter of us rarely clean our ovens, preferring instead to employ professionals to take it on.
Oh dear. No, you don't want to see that.
But for some, cleaning kitchen fixtures is such an obsession that it dominates their lives.
Screwdriver to clean inside. Oven doors, give it a good proper thorough clean inside. If I can take it apart and clean it, then I will. And just hope I can put it back together.
41-year-old beautician Fiona even dismantles her appliances, deep cleaning them to show home standards.
I like everything looking brand new. However old it is, I like it to all look brand new. I use bleach to clean out my water heater. It smells lovely out here. It smells all clean like my house.
Fiona, an engaged mum of 2 from Bedford, spends 30 hours a week cleaning and ordering her home.
I like everything in its place. With post, the minute it comes through the door, I'll go through it. I don't like it building up. I also the fridge nice and tidy, all bottles, all drinks and that together. I love order. Everything is in order, absolute everything.
Diagnosed with OCD after an accident 15 years ago, she can't leave home for the school run until she's completed her daily top-to-bottom cleaning rituals.
When I get up, I make all the beds first, clean out the bathroom, come downstairs, come into the kitchen, wipe in the work surfaces, go into the living room, wipe the sofa down, come out and do the hallway, and then steam clean my floors. I always worry that something bad could happen when I leave the house if I haven't done my routine every day. That one goes there.
Fiona's worried that her obsession with housework may rub off on her 2 kids, especially 10-year-old Maisie.
I definitely don't want Maisie, obviously, to take after me in any way, shape or form. I want her to just be able to do housework as it needs to be done and not worry about it. I'm hoping that this experience that I'll have a good look at myself and think, do you know what? The whole housework thing, it doesn't matter. Having
never undertaken therapy for OCD, she's hoping that 4 days cleaning well outside her comfort zone will challenge her condition. So Fiona's travelled 85 miles south to Chessington in Surrey to help people for whom cleaning is not a priority.
My worst nightmare inside that house is anything to do with clutter. That will probably really set me off. Oh my God, it's that graveyard. Should leave that open in case I want an escape. They must have kids then as well. I'm terrified now I'm here. Oh my God, is it too late to back out?
My tidying up policy is...
I don't.
I do it, Jenny doesn't.
Married couple of 14 years, Jenny and Paul, last had a top-to-toe clean of the house over 10 years ago.
I clean when you're not here.
Is that dream cleaning?
No, I do it, just not that often.
And one thing in desperate need of some TLC is their oven.
Every time I put this oven on, as soon as I open the door, the fire alarm goes off. The alarm's gone off again.
Open up the door!
You don't have to do that.
They bicker so much they can't even agree when it was last touched.
The oven only gets cleaned once a month.
Not even that.
I do it once a month. You never notice if I've cleaned something anyway. She's just the messy one.
I am messy, but so are you.
I'm the only one that does the cleaning.
If you did it, though, it wouldn't be like it now, would it? We do argue about cleaning.
We argue about it because it hasn't been done.
And when they're not rowing, housework is still low on Mum of Two Jenny's list of priorities.
I'm never ever going to spend a whole day or whatever indoors cleaning. This is where, if we want clean clothes, if they're not upstairs, they'll be down here. It's not just clothes. Tennis racket, Paul, were you looking for that?
The clothes and clutter have been mounting up for 6 years.
All these drawers are open because I can't be bothered to put the stuff back in them, really.
Having married Jenny, my whole life's been turned upside down.
Oh, you can't, no, not
Cleaning-wise, it has.
Even though shift worker Paul blames Jenny for the mess, he's not entirely blameless.
I love to do car boot sales.
You buy more than what you sell.
No, I don't buy
You
anything.
do, you do. You'd never come back with an empty cart.
This is our son's room.
But it's where you store a lot of your stuff as well, though. That's your crystals.
15 years ago, I bought them.
With more time spent bickering than cleaning, Paul and Jenny know they need help.
A kickstart is what we need.
It's gone beyond, like, where do I start?
Give you the magic wand.
Yeah, no, but yeah, well, I'd like that.
Hi.
I'm Jenny.
I'm Fiona.
Hiya,
You alright?
Yeah,
Come on, Paul. Nice to meet you.
And you?
Do you want to come in?
Yes, lovely.
Okay, this is the kitchen stroke front room.
Whoa, what is this?
This is
Kitchen.
our kitchen.
Oh my god.
I'm a bit of a collector of toys.
It's not the kids' toys, they're your toys.
I buy and sell retro
I do.
games mostly.
It's just so much. Oh my word, what is that?
Clothes.
It's all clothes that have been washed.
Yeah, it's all clean.
But they haven't
Just
gone
not been
upstairs.
upstairs yet.
And they haven't been put away.
It's literally like a car boat indoors, isn't it? It's flipping probably the biggest challenge I've had in all my life, to be honest with you.
Okay, should we go upstairs to the bedroom? Unfortunately, once again, it has lots of clothes.
Oh my god. I don't know what to say, I'm in shock.
This is our son's room.
So everything in this room, does it all belong to your son?
There's a lot of stuff in the top of the cupboards that's my stuff.
With the house at bursting point with Paul's car boot hoard, it's spread into the garden shed.
This is my shed. Keep all my car boots out, stuff in it. Voila.
Flipping heck. What is in here?
There's a lot of my antique games in there.
Right.
It'll become valuable at a later date. There is loads and loads of money in there.
Yeah, but it's in there.
You might as well have the money now and spend it and enjoy it.
But you know what? What is in there? It's just money accumulating.
It could be getting ruined in there anyway. It could be.
That's why I
anything
just
in there.
said to
There could be
you,
rats in there, there could
there's
be
no
mice
rats in there. There's no rats
Yeah,
in
there
there.
could be mice
Stop!
in there.
Will you stop it, please? There's none of that
because
sort of
there
thing in
could
there.
be.
It's just cluttered with absolute crap. Most of that stuff can be got rid of. I couldn't live like that.
OCD diagnosed Fiona is keen to give the couple a taste of the order she'll be enforcing in the 4-day clean.
15 years ago, I was diagnosed with OCD, and I just want to show you pictures of my house so you can compare it to yours and see how I would feel anxious.
Yeah.
And that's my kitchen.
Very clean.
My bedroom. You can see it again, no clutter.
It's nice and it's really, really clean, but to me it's too clean.
Where I used to live before I met you, that's
It wasn't
exactly...
as clean as
yeah,
that, though. No, but I understand you've got to declutter, but there's nothing out.
When I saw a house, I'd love to have lived like that. And I used to live similar to the way she is living now. But then I had kids, and I got a wife, and snowballed into the situation it's snowballed into now.
They are both very much to blame. Basically, they've both allowed it to get in that state. They're working against each other. Both of them probably need a damn good slap.
In Derby, Polish cleaner Chris is ready to get to work.
I feel a bit stressed and nervous, so basically to help me I brought full box of professional gloves. I know it's a very dirty house, that's why I have to have them. Hello, morning. How are you?
You've got gloves on.
He plans to clear 3 rooms in single mum Edwina's house. The kitchen, daughter Natalie's bedroom and living room.
That's full of flies. Oh God. I have to open the window.
Medical scientist Chris starts by tackling 2 years' worth of rotting groceries on the kitchen floor.
That's a rotten thing as well. Oh my God. Oh, it's some rotten food. Okay, I'm gonna take it out.
With the floor cleared, Chris moves on to the fridge, which hasn't been cleaned out in over 3 months.
Let's start taking things out. February 2015.
It's not been opened. It's fine.
I mean, I wouldn't drink it, Edwina.
It's only best before.
17th of April.
That'll be okay.
No, it's not okay. Look at that.
They're a bit dry.
Dry? They are dead.
Maybe not.
They are dead.
People waste too much food.
26th of February. So that's about, 3 months?
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be fine.
I know. I'm really, really concerned. I mean, look at that. I mean, that's perfect environment for bacteria to multiply. I'm really, really worried you and Natalie end up with serious, serious food poisoning.
There's probably some bacteria in there, but I still don't think it's going to harm me at all.
Oh, my God.
OK, that can go.
Oh, God, I got a gag.
He obviously doesn't like the smell. Just smells like strong cheese to me. It's, you know, like a blue cheese or something. It's just a strong cheese smell.
While Chris recovers, Edwina steals the opportunity to book herself a holiday.
Right, so there's 2 on the 13th.
So what are you doing?
I'm booking a holiday. I won't be long.
Okie doke. Okay, thank you. I feel absolutely very frustrated, right? Because I don't know if we're gonna make any progress or any difference here. We're not gonna clean it in 4 days. It's not possible.
1 in 50 people in Britain is diagnosed with obsessive compulsive disorder. For some, this can manifest itself as a fear of germs and a compulsion to clean.
I feel like now I've steamed it, any germs that were left over are now burning in hell.
Mum of 3, Hayley, was OCD diagnosed in 2007, and she can spend up to 19 hours a day in the battle against bacteria.
If I wasn't able to clean, I do get very anxious and it makes me feel really uncomfortable. Facing my fears is really important because I think it reiterates the fact that the OCD is just a fault and nothing bad is going to happen if I come into contact with things that are dirty.
Hayley hopes to challenge her OCD. Each week she will invite 2 equally obsessive cleaners to showcase their extreme cleaning rituals and join her in tackling some of Britain's dirtiest places.
My...
Together, they will face their fear of germs head-on.
Oh, someone's mouth's been round that.
This week, they'll be taking on bins. After demonstrating how they clean their own household bins, they'll put their methods to work on these germ-riddled pub bins.
My method for cleaning my bin is the bin stays out in the garden because I can't bear the thought of bacteria all over my kitchen. I will put neat bleach inside the bin. I will then put sterilising tablets in there. I will then fill it up with the hose, so I feel like it's cleaning the sides of the bin as well with the solution. I feel like a witch stirring my cauldron of bleach, and then once I've done that, I just kick it over on my decking.
This week, Hayley is joined by Housing Officer Dan, who is not OCD diagnosed. Dan loves his bleach and believes there's no such thing as too much.
Every time that I empty the bin, I will make sure that I clean it through and through. I pour neat bleach inside of it, rub it all the way through, rinse it out with boiling water. Then with a mix of antibacterial spray and bleach, spray it on and wipe that out again. Finally, get the glass cleaner and spray out the front to make sure it's all shiny and reflective. If you don't clean the inside of your bin, you're just a bit of a tramp.
College lecturer Rob is the final cleaner. Also not OCD diagnosed, cleaning is a huge passion in his life.
I do my bin every 2 days. I get hot water with bleach in it, wash the bin down and then tick bleach. Just don't stop and just massage it in until you've got it over every single surface of the bin. When I'm happy with that, I leave it for about an hour or so to soak in the bleach. Blast all the bleach off, get neat disinfectant on a cloth and just rub every surface. And finally, I use my sterilising wand and just rub it all over. It just disintegrates anything. 21st century technology in the fight against grime.
The cleaners have swabbed their own bins to establish how sterile they are. Any score under 500 means the surfaces are clean enough to eat off.
That is not a perfect 10.
0. So there you go, proof's in the pudding. It's a 0. Perfect.
Next, they want to apply their methods to commercial waste bins at a busy pub.
They're going to be absolutely vile, but I think it's really good, like, exposure therapy for all of us.
What will the cleaners think of these bacteria-riddled bins, and will they have the stomach to tackle them?
Oh my God, it smells like horse poo.
And I'm telling you now, do not throw my towels away without my permission.
Have you seen how many towels we've
Do
got?
not throw them away.
Over there. Why?
Do not throw them away.
In Surrey, OCD-diagnosed Fiona is taking on 3 rooms of clutter in Paul and Jenny's home.
We've got a tub of lollies and Lego, a pen, bits and pieces. What can we do with that? Keep them.
With the children at school, Fiona hopes to make some headway.
Oh my God, I just went to pick that up. No, we've got to keep this. Why? Emma takes it for walks. Does you have to keep that? Yeah. Oh my God.
The chaos has spread to every room in the house.
Clothes, toys. This is just absolute madness. Seriously, where would you start? It's giving me a headache standing it. It's making me feel so anxious. feel out of my depth at the minute. My OCD is making me feel really, really stressed. Maybe now I've started cleaning, it might calm me down, bizarrely, because that is my therapy. Basically, I had a really bad car accident and I thought I was going to die. Since then, my brain is working overtime. My home has become my comfort zone. Putting the music on and cleaning, because that's the only time I think that my brain switches off.
At home, Fiona dismantles her oven after every time it's used.
I use a knife to get mine, but mine just flick up.
Something that's a first for this oven.
Yeah?
Wow.
Look at all the food.
See, I wouldn't dream of
I wouldn't.
Can't see it, don't know.
For me, if something needs doing, I have to do it, and I can't leave the house unless it's done, because then I think something bad will happen. And that's my way of being in control and makes me feel better.
Do you want to be cleaning all the time?
No, I want to break the habit. I would like to spend more time maybe thinking, oh, I'll go girly shopping, or spend the whole day with Maisie.
Well, Fiona's obsession with cleaning, it seems to be completely ruining her life.
I think it's really sad that Fiona can't just, like, get up one day and just say, do you know what, we're going out for the day. A bit like what we do.
I thought it's like a nice dropping or something. I would just bin it. Phew.
Back in Derby, Chris is still trying to rid the kitchen of germs. But Edwina's taken 30 precious minutes out of the clean to book a holiday.
It's booked.
Okay.
Holiday's booked.
Brilliant. I thought we were going to finish that kitchen today. So we have to basically make the fast decisions. And I want you to concentrate.
With the clock ticking, Chris makes a start on the lounge.
Okay, so let's start on this room now. The biggest question I probably want to ask you, what is the reason why all that cleaning slip out of your routine, you know?
Well, I've been ill a lot in the last 3 years with stress and depression, and some days I just didn't want to get washed, dressed, eat, didn't want to do anything, you know.
What do you think what caused that depression?
My mum died, and even though she was 96 and we were expecting her to die, it hit me a lot harder than I thought it would. This was her house.
Yeah.
She would be very upset about the state of it now.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. I think it's very, very good. You made some steps to sort everything out. After this few days, I'm sure we're going to become friends as well, you know?
Yeah, definitely. It's nice to be getting back to my old self and getting everything sorted. And then I feel all happy because it'll all be nice and clean.
In Surrey, it's day 2 of the clean.
Yes.
And with only 6 bags of the car boot hoard removed, OCD-diagnosed Fiona is back to clear the kitchen, living room and bedrooms.
What's this?
Stuff from the tumble dryer. Hang down the bin.
Look already how much space that has given you. I think that's brilliant.
2 days on, and she's beginning to feel the benefits too.
My OCD today has been better controlled because when I'm clearing an area, I'm cleaning it, so that's making me feel a lot better.
While Fiona and Jenny tackle the kitchen, Dad Paul's been sent to clear 12-year-old Jack's room, where the toys aren't just his son's.
Whoa!
Yeah, we've already got rid of one black sack full of rubbish.
Oh, God.
Self-styled Del Boy Paul collects toys and trinkets that he's convinced will make his fortune.
These are crystal birds in a bird bath.
What, got a lot of bird baths?
Yes. Okay, they're my crystal train sets. It's also crystals.
Is it?
Everything you see there now left is the crystals.
So we need to also get these somewhere we can sort of sell them as soon as, really. I think it's just someone that sees a bargain and thinks, oh, I'll make money from that, buys loads of it, but then forgets about it. Stop buying this stuff to sell it. Start selling it. Get on with it.
Minimalist Fiona's come up with a plan to get rid of Paul's collection.
Why don't we set up a yard sale out front, start making a bit of money?
We're going to do a yard sale.
Set up out the front?
Put a table
Put
on.
the table?
They will be sold, but they won't be sold just yet.
You're better off having the money in your pocket now, surely, than waiting. I don't know why you're waiting. How old are you going to be?
We could go on holiday with that.
No, I'm sorry, I'm not doing it.
We'll get passports with the
I'm
money.
not doing it.
Get passports with the money.
Still not doing it.
Why?
Right, do you know what? I need that coffee. Can you move, please?
He's getting annoyed. Oh, we could do it.
No, I'm not doing it.
Paul's got the hump. Because I've suggested about starting selling, he's having a little temper tantrum.
Back in Derby, it's halfway through the clean. Chris has persuaded Edwina to finally take down the Christmas decorations. Traditionally, this is done 12 days after Christmas, but these have been collecting dust for 6 months.
Edwina is making absolutely amazing progress. Do you think it's like a fresh start for you now. So.
Oh yes, get everything sorted out, get rid of some more things.
But 2 days in, Polish germaphobe Chris is feeling the strain.
I'm catching a cold, I have a cold sore, and I had a lot of allergic reactions. Doesn't persuade me yet to live around the germs and just happily ever after. For sure, I'm not gonna do it.
Chris soldiers on to clear teenage daughter Natalie's room, which hasn't been deep cleaned in a decade.
That's rubbish, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
It's got a rip in it.
I think it's going to the bin, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you think you should tidy a little bit more often?
Yeah. Because I can't have my friends stay over when it's messy. They're my paintings.
Definitely you should keep them. I really like them. I accomplished a lot for Natalie today. She will be able to do so many things she wasn't before. If Natalie had right encouragement, she would be really, really good in cleaning and tidying.
The average person comes into contact with millions of germs every day. For the vast majority of people, this isn't an issue, but for some sufferers of OCD, it can be a challenge.
I don't think I ever feel happy with my home. It never feels completely germ-free.
Hayley, who keeps her own kitchen bin outside, has invited 2 obsessive cleaners to help her tackle some germ-infested bins at a busy pub.
They're going to be absolutely vile, but I think it's really good, like, exposure therapy for all of us.
To help them face their fear of germs.
Oh my God, it smells like horse poo. Those bins are literally the worst thing I've ever seen, and the smell coming out of them, it is literally just hanging like a orangutan off a tree. It stinks.
It's absolutely awful. It just smells like something's died in there. Oh.
The cleaners swab the bins to see the challenges they're up against. A reading of over 1,000 could increase the risk of harmful bacteria being present.
It smells like that number, like.
These filthy bins have readings of up to 5,146.
What an evil number.
Now they will put their own methods to the test to see if they can get a reading close to 0.
Try my best to stay away from public bins. If I'm with somebody, I'll give them my rubbish to put in the bin, because I don't really like to go near them of the fear of what's in them or what might jump out of them. It's like nuclear war.
I have a 4 heave rule. It makes me heave like it's doing already. Chances are I'm going to be throwing up in the bin as well. That concerns me the most because I'm trying to clean it, not help fill it. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. I'm literally going to be sick. The thought.
Okay.
And I don't want to be sick. We're cleaning somebody else's scatty bin. I can't be bothered. I don't want to do it. It's disgusting.
How are you getting on, Rob?
Oh, good now, yeah. I've used 3 bottles of bleach. I'm starting to feel better.
What is that?
It's a sanitizer.
I know every gadget, and I don't know about this one.
They're hard to find.
I'm jealous you've got that. The germs are getting a suntan as well while you're doing that.
2 hours of scrubbing, 12 bottles of bleach, and a UV blasting later, the cleaners are finally finished. Before, these surfaces were saturated with germs. A quick swab will reveal how clean they are now. A reading of 500 or under is considered clean enough to eat off.
I knew I'd clean that bin well. I am
Well
so
done.
happy. 0.
0. See that number? It makes all that work worthwhile, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm really pleased that you two have gone in, faced your fate. It's well done, because I couldn't have took it any further. As much as I've not completed the task, I've been around the bin all day, and I have actually been in it at one point, so that is a massive achievement in itself.
I do think that all 3 of us have done amazing today in pushing our boundaries, and I really feel like we've all accomplished something.
I don't want to have a relationship with them, but I do want to be able to get near them to make my life a bit more easier.
That after sitting in that bin like some sort of gutter snake, I could actually bring my bin at home, which is a really clean bin. I could bring it back into my kitchen and I could keep it in my house. And why shouldn't I? Because my OCD's telling me not to. Well, I don't want to listen to that.
Fiona's lit me up in the idea of actually getting rid of stuff, so it's a good thing.
In Surrey, it's the penultimate day, and Paul is finally coming around to the idea of decluttering.
I won't be getting rid of everything, but it's a great feeling to get rid of a lot of things. This is the start of the new beginning. It's a new beginning.
Typically, Paul works over 40 hours a week, almost double that of Jenny, something which he feels contributes to their bickering.
When we first moved in together, everything was tidy. But then after a while, I found I was doing everything. And you get to the point where you get tired and you're not able to do everything.
Does it bother you then, sort of coming home after a night shift and...
If I come back home and the house is a mess, and I think, my God, she's been at home all evening, she could have sorted it out. Yes, it does hurt. It hurts a lot.
So you're really a close couple, but when it comes to that, you both really disagree with each other. You clash with each other.
Mm.
With Paul out of the way, taking 22 bags of rubbish to the dump, Fiona wants to find out Jenny's side to the story.
What is this?
Socks. It's just old socks.
Just mental. Would you not like to live in like a tidier house?
Yeah,
You'd like to live in it, but you just don't want to do it.
Yeah, basically. I noticed as well that the kids are only young ones.
To me, it looks like I can't be bothered. You can do it all. I've brought my kids up on my own. And I've worked, but I fit everything in my routine.
I think as well, though, another reason I probably don't like doing stuff is I am scared of failing. I might clean somewhere, and then Paul will come in and he might say, well, you haven't cleaned this. And I'll be well, sod you, I have cleaned it. But if you don't think I have, then what's the point of bothering anymore?
I feel you're fighting against each other, and I think you need to come together as a couple and sort this out.
In Derby, medical scientist Chris has done battle with the lounge, kitchen and bedroom. He's just off to finish Edwina's oven that's not been cleaned for 3 years. At home, Chris uses 2 bottles of bleach spray a week on his oven, which is nowhere near enough for Edwina's.
Look what we have.
What is that? Industrial kitchen cleaner.
This is gonna be the cleanest oven you've ever seen.
Okay.
Okay? Let's close it now.
Chris, where do you think your anxiety about germs comes from?
I was born actually with very, very weak immune system. I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease as well when I was 15 years old. So basically your immune system doesn't work properly and it starts attacking your gut.
It's understandable that you want things to be clean.
Yes, yeah. It looks so much better.
Probably give it another spray
And leave it for a couple of hours and we'll
finish it off.
And we'll be like new.
Brilliant.
In Surrey, OCD diagnosed Fiona has managed to clear the bedroom, living room and kitchen. Now she's just got enough time to share some of her own cleaning tips.
Spray plenty of polish up here. With it being black, picks up so much dust, and this is something you need to keep on top of.
When I clean, I'll just get a cloth, wipe it over and it's done. Yeah, it still looks clean. And that you'll come in from work or whatever and you'll say, oh, you haven't bothered cleaning that. And I'd be like, well, hang on a minute, I have cleaned it, but you don't think it's good enough, my standards, then sod it, do it yourself. You see, so how am I supposed to...
If I come in and think something needs to be done, I'll do it. Then give Jenny a stare of some kind and then she'll go, well, I ain't doing that again.
So that's why, though, I probably think I've maybe got an attitude to what I have to cleaning.
In all honesty, Jenny, it's almost like you're rebelling like a child.
It
You know,
is,
when you say something to a child and they rebel, so toughen up a little bit. But at the same time, if she is doing something, don't comment. Start working together, sit down and discuss it. Sort out a routine.
We've got a planning board outside. Perhaps it can be changed to a cleaning planning board. We're going to put things on that whiteboard, a chart up, and we're going to hopefully make it work.
High five.
Okay. I think you actually agreed on something, it just went really quiet.
In Surrey, it's the final day of the clean. Paul has agreed to Fiona's yard sale to rid the house of his car boot collections.
Come have a look. Come on. Come have a look. Grab yourself a bargain. First bit of money is in the pot.
Anyone else want to come over to the yard sale?
And Paul's loving it. Given yesterday, he had a little paddy, went off in the mood, and now he's loving it. He's absolutely loving it.
Give you that much. Would you like a bag?
I just didn't think we'd get the people coming down, but we've had more than I expected. Feels absolutely fantastic. Good price. There was nothing you fancy?
Thank you. Cheers.
With Paul and Jenny, they're both working together, and it's making me feel so much happier.
I'm absolutely shattered.
With £42 made from the yard sale, Jenny wants to offer Fiona some advice in return.
When you leave here, I think you should just go home but don't clean.
Maybe I should try and teach myself to get up in the morning and be able to go off. I'm going to try. I'll do it one morning and see how I feel.
That sounds brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, that looks better, doesn't it?
Bedroom finished, it's time for friend of 20 years, Christine, to have a look at their handiwork.
I would like to see Jenny and Paul's house definitely clean, because it'd be nice not to go through a front door and trying to get over the rubbish all the time.
Before, Paul and Jenny's bedroom was a chaotic mess, overwhelmed with mountains of clothes. Now 10 bags have gone to charity, and the remaining clothes put away.
Oh my God! I'm spellbound again. It's fantastic.
Jenny, we got right into it.
Cool. Oh, brilliant. Well done. That is amazing.
4 days ago, their son Jack's room was a jumble of toys, clothes and his dad's car boot collectibles. Now, with Dad's hoard removed, the room's been reorganised and the surface is cleaned.
It's amazing. Oh my god, I can't say anything, I'm lost for words. Yay.
The kitchen was crammed with Paul's toys and games. The sofa in the living room buried under Jenny's laundry. Now, with the toys sold or put into storage, it's a comfortable and welcoming space for the family to enjoy.
Oh my gosh, I've got a clean surface. Yay! It's really, really lovely.
Do you want to look at the living room?
Yeah.
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful.
So it's been fun working with both of you. Obviously, keep up the good work.
And would you please accept this?
It's been good for me coming away doing this because I need to spend less time worrying and just more time to be a fun mum rather than a mum that's always cleaning and going around the house like some sort of maniac.
I do like the house, it's brilliant. I think it will help our relationship as well.
I think, yeah, it'll bond us better as well. I can actually say that Fiona has saved us.
Yeah, I agree with
and
that.
a big thank you goes out to her.
In Derby, it's the last day of the clean, and Chris has time to add a final spritz of his homemade air freshener.
They are basically anti-stress, they help you relax.
That's just what I need. That's perfect. Brilliant.
Edwina's school friend Sue could tell that the house needed an overhaul.
The house was in a right state. Not a house where you'd want to come home to after a busy day at work.
Before, teenager Natalie's bedroom was chaos, with the floor buried under a pile of clothes. Now, with Chris's help, order's restored, and her artwork proudly displayed.
Wow, it's lovely. You can see your floor. Where's all your clothes gone?
In the wash.
The kitchen was heaving with rotting groceries, and the sink was full of dirty pans. Now, after 10 bags of rubbish and 15 hours of elbow grease, the kitchen's sparkling.
Wow! This looks like a new kitchen. Goodness me. All the worktops are clear.
It's lovely. Like I say, it's like a show kitchen there.
4 days ago, the living room was strewn with dusty old Christmas decorations and 10 years' worth of rubbish. Now it's a welcoming living area with a dining room to entertain friends.
Wow! Oh, you have been busy in here. God, it doesn't look different.
Do you think you're going to invite more friends over?
Yes, because I won't be embarrassed, nor will Mum. It's a fresh start for me. It's going to help me no end.
When I first time walked into that house, I couldn't believe the state of it. It is a miracle I didn't end up with some serious disease, you know? Maybe it's not need to spend so much time on cleaning my house.
Friday, clean. I do my bedroom, you do the kitchen, and we do the living room together, and then we can do whatever we want on the weekends.
Not keeping the house nice. It's not setting her a good example. I should be a better role model and a better mum.
I really feel happy. I feel like I achieved something.
Next time on Obsessive Compulsive Cleaners...
Mum does tell us to clean, but we just say no, and we just tell her to do it. Is that faeces? Disgusting.
I don't know whether he's trying to be a white Michael Jackson.
Oh my god, this is like my idea of hell.
Getting rid of it.
Keeping.
Love it. I know she just wants to clear the lot, but that's not going to happen.
This is hardening at another level.
If you're interested in taking part in the next series of Obsessive Compulsive Cleaners, please go to www.channel4.com/OC Cleaners.
Obsessive Compulsive Cleaners won't be back for another 2 weeks, as next Tuesday at 8 on 4, Dermot O'Leary will be hosting an aerial spectacular in Battle of Britain, Return of the Spitfires. Next up, can head teacher Joy get 2 challenging girls back on the right track? It's Educating Cardiff.